You're not avoiding conflict to protect the relationship. You're avoiding it to protect yourself from discomfort. And that's exactly why the relationship slowly breaks. Most people think silence keeps things stable. It doesn't. It just delays the damage. Here's how it usually plays out. Someone crosses a line. A coworker presents your idea like it was theirs. A friend makes a comment that doesn't sit right. A partner brushes off something important to you. You feel it immediately. That tension, that frustration, that urge to say something. But you stop yourself. You think, it's not a big deal. I don't want to create tension. I'll just let it go. So you stay quiet. You move on. But you didn't actually let it go. You stored it. And that's where the real problem begins, because stored frustration doesn't disappear. It changes form. It becomes distance, short responses, a subtle shift in how you show up, and eventually, you're no longer reacting to one moment. You're reacting to everything you never said. This is where most people get it wrong. You think conflict damages relationships, but the truth is the opposite. Avoiding conflict is what damages them. Because without clarity, misunderstanding grows. And without communication, small issues become patterns. Here's the deeper layer. By the time you finally say something, it's no longer about one situation. It's about 10, 20, more. And now your tone changes. Your patience is gone. Your words carry weight from the past, and the other person feels it. They don't just hear your concern, they feel your frustration, and that's when defensiveness appears. Not because you're wrong, but because the timing is off. Here's the principle. The goal of confrontation is not to win. It's to create clarity. If you try to prove a point, you create resistance. If you focus on clarity, you create understanding. And that difference changes everything. So how do you do this without damaging the relationship? You need structure. Not emotion, not avoidance. Structure. There are 4 steps. First, separate the behavior from the person. This is critical. If you make it about who they are, they will defend themselves. If you make it about what happened, they can engage. Instead of, you're inconsiderate. Say, when that happened, it felt frustrating. Same situation, different impact. One creates tension, the other opens a conversation. Second, choose the right moment. Timing matters more than wording. If you speak while you're still emotional, it will come through. If they are distracted or stressed, they won't hear you fully. So pause and create space for the conversation. Can we talk about something later? Simple, but intentional. It shows that what you're about to say matters. Third, use a clear structure. This is where most people struggle. They either say too much or not enough. So keep it simple. 3 parts. What happened? How it affected you? What you want moving forward? For example, in the meeting yesterday, the idea was presented without mentioning me. I felt frustrated and overlooked. Next time, I'd appreciate being acknowledged. That's it. No extra explanation, no emotional buildup. Just clarity. And clarity is easier to respond to. Fourth, let them respond. This is where people lose control again. They say their part, and then immediately try to manage the reaction. They soften it. They over-explain. They try to make it easier. Don't do that. Say what you need to say. Then pause. Let them process. They might respond well. They might need a moment. They might even get defensive. That's okay. Their reaction is theirs. Your job is to stay steady. If needed, repeat your point calmly. I'm not trying to criticize. I just want this to change. No escalation. No retreat. Just consistency. Now let's make this practical. If you're unsure how to start, can we talk about something that's been on my mind? Simple. Direct. If you want to address a pattern, I've noticed this happens a few times. I want to understand it better. This invites conversation, not conflict. If they dismiss your concern, this matters to me. I'd like us to take it seriously. Calm, clear, grounded. If they acknowledge it, I appreciate that. Let's make sure it doesn't happen again. You move forward, without dragging it out. Here's what changes when you do this consistently. You stop carrying things. You stop building silent frustration. And people start understanding your boundaries earlier, because you communicate them earlier. This is what most people don't realize. Healthy relationships are not conflict-free. They are clear. Clear about what works, clear about what doesn't, and that clarity prevents damage. So if you take one thing from this, let it be this. Say things earlier, not louder. A short conversation today prevents long-term distance tomorrow. This week, pick one small situation, not something huge, just something you've been ignoring, and address it. Use the structure. Keep it simple. Stay calm. Then notice what happens, not just in their response, but in how you feel after. Lighter, clearer, more stable. Because you're no longer carrying it, and that's the real benefit. If this changed how you see conflict, this is only one layer. There's a deeper structure behind how communication shapes respect and trust. Most people never fully understand it. If you want to go deeper, the full framework is in the book. Because once you learn how to speak with clarity, you stop avoiding conversations and start strengthening the relationships that matter.